Throughout the book Glass Castle, Jeanette experiences a nightmare no kid would ever want to experience. She was raised by a drunken alcoholic father and a delusional mom. Her dad would rather buy a bottle of whiskey than put food on the table for his family. Her mom would rather spend her time painting her afternoon away than wondering what her children were doing. When Jeanette was 3 years old, she was hungry, and while her mom was occupied painting, she tried cooking, leading to her first traumatic accident. She caught her dress on fire. That's when Jeanette started to realize her life isn't as normal as she thought. The hospital was a nice place to her. She had 3 meals a day, a bed to sleep in, and people who took care of her. Like always, her dad packed her up without checking out, and they were off to a new place to live. Jeanette's family was always on the run from debt and problems the parents couldn't face up to. Since Jeanette's family was always moving, they never really had much personal belongings. No settled place to call home. Her and her family lived in the poorest towns. Living in the poorest towns came with the worst people. Jeanette was put in a lot of vulnerable situations. Although Jeanette experienced the worst as a child, she always wanted better for herself and her siblings. Jeanette differed from her parents and attended school and got an internship at a newspaper place. Jeanette came from a family with nothing and made something from herself. Kind of like me. Growing up, I thought my life was normal. I was one of few kids with their parents still married and a steady place to call home. Until one day, my parents divorced. Like the Wells, my mom packed up at night, and my dad turned to alcohol. Things didn't matter to him. He soon couldn't provide to me, and everything went to alcohol. So I called my mom to live there. With lots of disciplinary issues, I was moving back and forth for 2 years when a traumatic incident happened to me, and I wanted better for myself. So like Jeanette, I pulled together and got my life right on track. When I started doing better for myself, my life seemed to fall into place. Things started to look up. My dad doesn't drink anymore, and my mom's my rock. So remember, the struggle doesn't define your future. It's what you learn throughout the struggle that defines who you are today.